What game you playing over there?
Hill Climb Racing 2.
So you're a phone video game guy?
The thing is, I don't have time in my life to be one of those...
Console people?
Right, like dedicate 6 hours a day or even 2 hours a day. This allows me, I can play it for 5 minutes and then put it away. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, I guess let's start this and give these fucking losers what they want.
Oh, we were live.
The whole time. This just stalls on the fucking...
Keep away from me, Smith.
But you got it?
No,
I'm an agent of
5.5
Goldstein.
and 6.9.
Megabytes?
Yeah, it says connecting
it?
again. Yeah.
Is your storage full?
I didn't know it myself.
No, I delete everything.
Thought crime is so insidious.
Okay, car 1 downloaded.
It just creeps up on you.
Get that video of the Russian soldier?
Oh?
Oh, man.
My daughter found it out. Very proud
Did
of her.
somebody die?
Yeah, these Russian soldiers are lined
They're
up.
great, like
And
the
then
discovered
two of them are
bullets.
getting in an argument. You see a lot of this. Back and forth. No worry. Bam! Shoots his commanding officer.
I know I could be very useful in a labor camp.
Fucking Russians, dude.
Any minority.
Room 101.
Fucking Asians. I never saw that movie.
This is better.
Well,
No,
everyone says that.
Except about Fight Club.
please.
Oh, really?
You don't have to take me there.
Chuck Palahniuk says that the
Why?
movie's better than his book.
Oh,
There's nothing I won't confess.
There's nothing I
Nothing.
won't confess.
I've told you everything
Yeah,
already.
this is fucking weird.
What is it you want me to know?
Oh, I'm not connected to the studio.
Take him instead of me.
oh.
He's the thought criminal. It's him you want.
It says no networks. Okay, studio Wi-Fi. Connected. Maybe that'll change it. Damn, that was a fast 2 minutes.
What bullshit.
Я уже 30 часов в окружении. А для меня какой-нибудь вариантик есть у вас, а? Вы с минуты на минуту ждите помощи. 14 минуты на минуту. Я радиус прием. По нашим расчетам помощь должна подойти в ближайшее время. Я радиус прием. Выбор одной ты мой. У меня уже 9 двухсотых, 300-х тут немерено. Я все жду.
Well, everybody, welcome to Casual Fridays on KMTM, the new radio show that really rocks. But whose internet is horrible. Maybe it's just a shitty old Chromebook that they're using. Who knows? On with the show. Today we were going to talk about the Red House. The Red House. And what's going on there. Some new stuff. Some new things happening. Captain. But I went to download some videos, and it's telling me no. And I say, you don't fucking tell me no, Google Chrome. And I think that they're on to me, you know? I think Google knows what this show's all about. And they're like, hey, we ain't having it. Let's get that camera adjusted. Show my fat chest with my open shirt. I got one video I want to play, I want to download, but I can't. One of them worked. Fuck it. We're not going to be all sad today. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get right into it. I want to play a video of what's going on in New York City right now. That's right, everybody. New York City. Land of the, I don't know, protests and stuff. But why would my file page be open even though I was just on it? I don't know. So, here we go. How's that for a wake up? Nice, right? No, I'm saying a car accident was nice. Incident? I don't know. I heard you're not allowed to call them accidents anymore. You have to call them incidents. Well, this is one hell of an incident. There's another video of the woman being arrested for it. And the only thing I could think the whole time was, why would that person plow through a crowd of people? And then I went back and I watched the video again, and I go, oh, they were beating on her car. But this person will be charged with attempted homicide, manslaughter if anybody dies, things of that nature. Because groups of people can intimidate and attack civilians' cars on a public road that they're illegally blocking, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody will sympathize with the person in the car. They just sympathize with the people violently attacking it, which is, it's the state of the country. It's what's going on now. And it's not going to change. The other thing I wanted to touch on was the Red House that I can't download, but what I can do is just pull it up on Telegram. So this is the Red House in Portland, and it's this little tiny house right here. See that? Where my little pointer is? And they have since taken over this entire swath. The Red House Army. Or the Red Army for short, right? And I was angry when I first read this. I was like, they're doing it again. They're taking over land again. Nobody's stopping them. These animals. And then immediately I go, the only reason I'm mad, and the only reason anybody else is mad about this, is because deep down inside, you know that your associates, your political party, your people that you run in circles with would never do this. And the first dismissal in your mind is, well, it's because we believe in the rule of law. Law and order. Law and order every time, that's us. And but what it really is you know that they can do that and you can't. You can try even. You won't, but you could try, hypothetically. You'd be squashed immediately under the boot and the full weight of the United States government. And all the local governments. The Portland PD, they'd never allow anybody to do this except communists, which is really weird because historically this country has had quite a problem with communists, and the people that have had a problem with communists have stated very clearly in the past just exactly what their game plan is. And now that it's coming to fruition, all those people were right. McCarthy was right. Those hearings were correct. And here it is. It has arrived. The time that they predicted way back when is now happening. The blacklisting of the Hollywood writers and the people that did that blacklisting, what they said would be the future of this country if these people weren't stopped, is now happening. You're watching communists take over the United States. How does that make you feel? Now, could you leave it up to the Republican Party, the Capitalist Party, to get in there and stop it? No, you can't do that. You're not allowed to. So the communists can take over your land. The police are now negotiating with them. And your option is to be angry because all you can do is sit back and watch as your country is taken over. And to the ones that go, it's not being taken over, it's just this little piece in Who cares about Portland? There's a saying that I'm sure you've heard before that goes something like, whichever way California goes, so the country goes. And I thought about that. I did a lot of thinking about that. And the real statement should be, whichever way any piece of the country as a whole, any tiny little piece of the entire country goes, so the country will eventually go. And California is just used because it's been the most prominent example that you can point to. Well, when something that at the time was perceived as lunacy was passed as a law in California, eventually other countries would join, and then before you know it, the entire country is doing that, whatever it may be. But that's there's a bit of false security in that, and what that false security is if this happened in Indiana or Kansas or Missouri, anywhere else, it would eventually happen again somewhere else. So you're seeing it in Portland and dismissing it as Portland, but just know this is simply a view of what's to come in the communist states of America. And you're angry right now. You're going, this isn't a communist country. If it's happening there, it's going to happen where you live pretty soon. As one piece of the country goes, so the rest go. Because this isn't stopped by citizens, by law enforcement, by government, by anybody. It's not stopped. They're negotiating. You remember when there would be terrorists and they would kidnap people or threaten to blow up a plane or whatever? And the government's stance was always, we don't negotiate with terrorists. We can't set that precedent. As a peace goes, so goes the rest of the country. It turns out we did negotiate with terrorists that whole time, and we're doing it once again on our soil. We have been insulated in this country from the rest of the world for generations, but we're no longer insulated. The communist cancer, if you will, is here, and it's alive and well, and it's protected by your government. So take a good look, because this perimeter will probably go away at some point or another. But what it has done on the to imprint itself on the fabric of the nation, it will eventually spread and widen and become the entire interior of the United States. The same once great country that Japanese Emperor Hirohito, or some other general that wasn't the emperor, says, we can't invade America. If we were to, there would be a farmer with a gun behind every blade of grass. And that's why the Japanese didn't invade, or anybody for that matter. But now, you have a hippie behind a blade of grass talking about how his vagina...
You have a dickless tranny behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, his man-made vagina, his person-made vagina is a civil right, a human right, and you should pay for it. So, those days are gone, ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of time. BlackVill'd, everybody, BlackVill'd. But I have a snazzy shirt on. Pretty cool, right? So it makes everything better. I don't have videos, and it makes me so angry. It wants me to update Chrome. Why? Maybe I should do that. But anyway, I always look at the computer and stop talking into the mic. But I can't even zoom out. I'll just read it. I can't show you the screen where it's at right now because, well, actually, maybe let me try something. I haven't tried this before. Maybe I can. Nope. It won't let me get rid of the side with contacts and things of that nature. But I'll read it. It says, meanwhile, in Portland, the Antifa Red House Autonomous Zone continues to grow as it is now in its 4th day. Militants, interesting choice of words, militants continue to build new border checkpoints. So, your country has been invaded. They're claiming land. They're seizing land. This is treason, sedition, and all of these people are now active combatants against the United States. What do you think will happen to them? The answer is nothing. They might get arrested. They will be bailed out. They might have a trespassing charge and a fine, signaling that anytime you want to take over a piece of the United States, you simply have to organize a group and do so. run the police out, as we showed you in a video 2 days ago, a couple videos, and you can take over pieces of American land. Now, they didn't just take over the Red House, barricade themselves inside. That would be too easy to burn them out, which they wouldn't, like they did in Waco. But they took over more land. Do you think the people in the neighborhood, in the vicinity, are for it? I don't know. Do you think they're intimidated into being for it? If they go, guys, you're on my lawn. I don't want anything to do with this. They would probably be beaten, threatened with murder, arson, things of that nature. So how many of these people in Portland aren't willing accomplices, but just being terrorized by a mob of, what would you call it, a foreign civilian threat? I don't know. I mean, because they're not foreign. Jeez, this is what's happening in places like when the United States goes into Iraq. It leaves a power vacuum, and then parties from within Iraq take over different swaths of land. These are insurgents. These are American insurgents. And I'm not saying this to speak to law enforcement or senators. No, they dropped the ball a long time ago. I'm just saying there's a lot of people on the right with very higher up military experience, if you will. We're just rapping here. KTTM, just rapping on the Friday Night Cazual Friday show. And I would imagine that they're more experienced with tactics when it comes to securing land, securing buildings, things of that nature. And maybe that's why it's so hard to find these people doing the same thing as the people on the left, as the people that are Marxists and communists, when you know full well that these Marxist groups are learning these tactics and then applying them. But you have people who are learned in this with years of hardened military experience, and they don't do the same thing. They don't do anything. I'm not encouraging them to. But I have a feeling that they are afraid of the tyrannical United States government, and these people are not afraid of the tyrannical United States government. The left, because the left has shown time and time again that they can do whatever the fuck they want. Now they have the DAs, the higher tier law enforcement officers, saying we're not going to charge people for this. We're not even going to arrest people for this. But I want you to imagine if that was you, and it wasn't a right wing, or it wasn't a left wing takeover of a piece of American land. It was a right wing takeover. Shut down immediately. Shut down and shot down. In the United States, there's a history of people not even taking anything over, but just already owning a piece of land, being killed by the United States government for far less than what you're seeing today. Why? My theory is that they're putting in people's heads the idea that if you attempt anything to save your country, to save your neighborhood, you're the terrorist. It's like the video we watched of the person in the car that we couldn't watch the arrest of, the subsequent arrest. That person will be charged heavily, but none of the people that intimidated that person into accelerating that vehicle will be charged with anything. Kyle Rittenhouse is another example. Attacked on film, multiple angles. Now, as you've seen, hopefully, there was a gunshot that didn't come from Kyle before anything ever happened with Kyle's rifle. I haven't heard anything about anybody being charged. If the guy who attacked him didn't get his fucking brains blown out, would he have been charged with anything? I'm going to say no. Doubtful. So, Dick, I noticed you adjusted the volume. I've been peeking on the recordings, haven't I?
Just on this one. You're a little too close to the mic.
Yeah, I like to be intimate with the microphone.
Yeah, it just hurts their ears.
I'll try. Let me try something else. What if I did this? Let's see if it plays. Okay, it's playing. I can't show it to you.
Yo, this bitch was trying to kill us in the car. We protested for immigrants. She hit 5 people.
Okay, now I can play it. This is the woman. This is the woman getting arrested.
We protested for immigrants. She hit 5 people.
That dude just said we protesting for immigrants. She hit 5 people. I saw like rainbow flags, and I didn't see any. I didn't see any signs that said "immigrants now" or whatever. But you don't have to protest for them anymore because Kamala Harris said that within the first 100 days, all the people that have been persecuted by the Trump administration will be given, citizenship basically to the United States. So why would you be protesting? Fuck it, your people won. What would you do if you're out in the city, you're Christmas shopping, and unbeknownst to you, there's a protest in front of you? Now, this has happened to me to an extent. I was, I think, meeting my dad or something, about 10, 15 minutes away, and I started noticing, like, people carrying signs and stuff. And as I got closer, I go, oh shit, this is the Black Lives Matter protest. And the traffic was really slow because the cops were blocking traffic so the people could protest. Ironic, isn't it? And it took me about 45 minutes to go what is normally a 10-minute drive. Minorly inconvenienced. I was angry at nobody likes sitting in traffic. But nobody was beating on my car or anything. Nobody was standing in front of me yelling, fuck you. Or pounding on the hood of my car or trying to smash my window. But you know what I do remember from that is I realized that traffic was stopping because we were in a protest. And I immediately made a plan, and I told my female friend that was with me as well the plan that I had. I said, if I get out of this car, I need you to slide over into the driver's seat, and I'm going to make us a hole. And I need you to U-turn. If anybody gets in your way, you hit them, and I'll cover you with my airsoft pistol. That never happened. Nobody ever started beating on the car or anything. But personally, I'm with a young lady whose life could have been in danger, and we're talking a mob of people. Now I feel there's going to be hesitation in people's heads that if their car with their family inside is being attacked by a mob of people, they're going to hesitate driving off. They're going to hesitate squeezing rounds into people. And I only hope that I don't do that. I don't hesitate, because what's important? Survival. Now here's the problem. How many of you feel like if that scenario were to happen to you, now that you've seen what happens to people who try to escape life-threatening situations, how they're painted in the media, how they're painted by the mob, and now by the police and law enforcement agencies as murderers, killers, dangerous people. Do you think you'd let the cops take you in? I don't know. I can't give a definite on that, but I think you know how I'm leaning. I would be very afraid. I would be very afraid of giving myself up to a corrupt law enforcement agency who should give me a call, or my attorney rather, a call, and say what the charges are, if I need to turn myself in, if I'm going to get back out of jail. But I don't think they would give me an opportunity to do that. Now, I think that unlike the Red House, they'd just kick my fucking door in and take me the second they found out where I lived, if I was able to even make it home. Because as you've seen, there's police on the scene at all these things. And the police never stop the protesters from kicking cars and shouting at people and ripping off their windshield wipers. You know, busting their fucking windows, screaming at them. If you're surrounded by a mob, that's a life-threatening situation. But not according to the police. No. Not according to the people who are to protect and serve the violent mob. Because that's who they protect and serve now. They protect and serve protesters. They don't protect and serve you. Now, when you see these protests, I'm obviously reaching here, but don't you think that the people caught up in the protests that aren't part of it they always seem to be more likely to be tax-paying citizens extorted by law enforcement for their money, whereas the people protesting on the streets say, fuck the police, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon, defund the police, violent protesters, and probably less likely to be taxpayers than the people who are victims of these mobs. That was Casual Fridays, everybody. Give some thought into preparing your brain, start connecting those synapses for when you are eventually in one of these situations, how you're going to react. Remember, hesitation is what winds up killing you. That's all for BlackVill'd today. Short show. I think we did... Oh, yeah. I think I went over a little bit. No biggie. Or maybe my... Yeah, no, this is perfect timing. Ha! All right, we're going to jump right back in here with Thunderdome TV.
Don't forget to refresh your page.
Don't forget to refresh your page. And also, we'll resend out the links for Thunderdome TV, so if you get the notifications for that on Telegram, Parler, D-Live, any of that, tune back in just a second. I think when I hit stop stream, this is a test. I don't think I actually have to hit yes. I think it already cut off.